Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello, and it feels like ages since I've seen you all. What have you guys been up to? I know last week we had some great shows scheduled and we had to cancel them because I was sick. And now tonight Scott is sick, so I'm trying to do all the controls all at once tonight. So let's hope it all goes together well. But yeah, tell us who you've been out watching and what you've been listening to since I last did a show. We've got quite a few shows coming this week, and in the next few weeks we've got a huge amount booked in, so keep an eye on the page. As they come up, you'll be able to put on there to let you know when it's about to go live, so you don't forget it if it's on a different day or a different time. Well, we're going to welcome Ronnie into the room. We're going to talk about his new single. If you have any questions, make sure you put them into the comments and we'll welcome him in. Hello.
Hi, Danni. How are you?
I'm good. We finally got there.
Yes, we did.
We finally got. It's just we had so much trouble, didn't we? But we're there. We're in.
Yep, I got it. Yep, I finally got to work out how to do all the technical side of this. So, but yeah, I'm glad you're feeling much better today as well.
Thank you. Yes, it's still not 100%, but a lot better than what I was last week. At least you can hear me, and I'm not in bed. So that's a start. Tell us how you've been. It's been a while. It'd have to be. How long's it been? Would it be 6 months?
Yeah, it'd be a few months now. I think the last one was with I used to be a cowboy. Yeah.
Yes.
It was last year. And no, it's been good. It's been very busy for us. Been doing quite a few stuff. So, obviously we went up to Tamworth and we did all those shows up there, and then came back down here and been traveling, and yeah, it's been busy. It's been great. It's been good.
You had heaps of shows and things going on and lots of releases. How are you going with shows? Do you feel like you're all back to normal with gigs coming in normally now?
Yeah, you can actually see the confidence, with everybody starting to book, artists and people coming out to the shows. So, yeah, no, it's been the last few months, it's been awesome. Everybody's been coming out and, a lot of shows getting booked and things like that. So it's been really great. That's
fantastic. And it is. I think you're right. We're slowly starting to see a bit more confidence come through in those bookings, aren't we? And people are getting more comfortable with booking a bit further out too. I'm noticing in the last few weeks, people are sort of getting that, distance booking.
Yeah, back. No, I guess all the confidence is back, and people have been, obviously, hanging out and waiting for these things to open up and see their favourite artists come into their town. So, no, it's been really good. It's been great for us, and, we've been busy.
It's good. It's wonderful. Kayleen just popped in quickly and she said that she's going out to dinner, but she'll definitely watch the rest on replay later. So hello, Kayleen. I hope you're well. And we can still see your comments if you put them in when the video is replaying. So we can still see that. So if you do watch it, make sure you let us know. Now, you've got your new single out, Drunk. Tell us a little bit about that. I actually love it. I think it's a really, when I saw the title, I was like, yeah, that's going to be like a really cool party, upbeat song. And it is. But it's one of those ones that you can, I think even if you're not drunk, you'd still be tapping away and enjoying it. Tell us where it came from and how it came to be released now.
Well, it all started in this room I'm in right now, in the front room of my place. Well, I was just sitting here and just thinking about, we're going through all that lockdown period, and I was talking to, back and forth with Rod Moppy, my producer, and I was telling him, I had this idea about writing a song, just a bit of a fun song, and it just came from, sitting here thinking about, I can't go, because we were locked down for, I think we were one of the highest or the longest lockdown places in New South Wales. So we couldn't go past here more than 5 kilometres at that time. So my favourite watering hole where I like to go have a few drinks with the boys is about 10 kilometres away from here. So I was just missing that. Couldn't meet up with anyone. Couldn't do anything. So I thought I'd just write a fun song about it rather than, being a more serious type of song. So, yeah, and I just came up with the idea of, drunk and, just having a really good time and not having a care in the world about those, the materialistic things and just having a fun time with it. And that's what I came up with.
Well, I think that the moral of that story is always have a house that's within 5 kilometers of a pub. Like, don't live further than that away.
Well, I tell you where I was lucky, where I like to go get my coffee from. It was 4.8 kilometers away from where I live.
Oh,
so
wow.
So I was just making to get the coffee because I would have gone crazy without that. Let me tell you.
If they pull you up, no, it's 4.8. I know it's 4.8. Oh, the things that we had to do. So yeah, you guys had a pretty rough go with lockdown and things, and you're one of the artists that, like we was talking about last time, you used that time to write, and you didn't lose that inspiration, so it was good for you because it slowed you down and you were able to do more of that sort of thing. Are you finding now you're back out in the touring and shows, are you finding it hard to get time to write, or do you still sort of manage to do that in between?
Yeah, no, I still try to manage to, give myself a bit of time to write, a song, especially when I'm feeling something straight away. I just start grabbing the guitar and start going for it. I always try to make a little bit of time to write. Like I said, I think previously on our last interview, I try not to force write. I'd rather, for me personally, it's all about feeling the song and feeling the idea and, playing that little mini movie in my head. So, when that happens, I just stop whatever I'm doing, except obviously if I'm on stage playing. But, any other time, I just sit down and write it. Sorry, guys. Can you just wait? I've got a song. But I always try to make time that that I'm able to, set aside a time to write or do things like that.
Yeah, and I think we learned throughout COVID to actually start to allow times for those sorts of things, because I think we all realized how exhausted we were, and it was a good way of us learning to slow it down and always allow time for that sort of thing to happen as well. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was sitting here and watching people just, you can see families they couldn't go to work or anything like that. They're spending more time, riding bikes. And so it was a bit more time to sort of reflect and I guess even have a little bit of an R&R, so to speak,
Yeah, how special. And it is nice. You're right. It allowed a lot more family time for people, and it was a good thing in that respect. There was definitely some positives, that's for sure. Tell us a little bit about the reaction when you released Drunk and what people have sort of been doing. I know you were saying you played it on the weekend, and what's the reaction from people? Do you get people sort of telling you stories at the end of shows and that sort of thing?
Well, on Saturday night we did a private gig and they made me sing Drunk about 5 times, and it's like I was saying to you before, Danny, it's all about the timing, right? So we played it at a time when everybody was enjoying themselves and being responsible, obviously, but just having a great time. And no, they really loved the song. Rod was saying to me that when we finished it, he had a lot of confidence in it, and he's a legend in the game, and he knows what he's talking about, and and I just I believed him, and as you can see, it's going good on the charts. It's we've had a good few streamings. We're on an Apple playlist and all those kind of stuff. Big shout out to Jules from Wild Hearts Publicity. Yeah. She's done an amazing job releasing it, and it's going really good, and everybody just seems to be sending us good positive responses and messages about it, saying how it's a fun song for them, and it's something that just sticks in their mind, and they just think it's a kind of song that they want to hear over and over again, which is really good.
Yeah, it is. And I think that's what I was saying to you before. I like if you get a song that people want to keep hearing, it's a good catchy one that they're jumping onto. And yes, before we give Jules a shout out, Jules is wonderful, and thank you for always sending us your artists, Jules, because we love having them. Jonathan has just popped in to say hello. Jonathan's watching from the UK. He watches a lot of loves Australian music. He's one of our biggest supporters down here, so we're very lucky. But what have you got coming forward? Have you got more music to release this year? Have you got a bit of a plan for the next half of the year? Because we're 7 months in now. Scary.
Yeah, it's this year's going so quick, isn't it? Yeah, I've got we're actually in production now for our next single, which I co-wrote with Alan Caswell. So I'm really looking forward to releasing that one. A little bit different to Drunk, obviously, but it's just the kind of song that when Alan and when I was telling him the concept about it, and the idea where it all came from and things like that, we had the song written within a couple of hours, and I clearly remember Alan Caswell being excited about it, and he made me even more excited. So I just can't wait for you guys to hear that one. So yeah, we're working on that one, and obviously we've got some got quite a few private and corporate shows that we're doing, and we've got a ticketed show as well. So that's down at Narellan, at the Ale House, which is going to be another great fun night. So yeah, just very, very busy and planning ahead, and obviously starting to work on going up to Tamworth and preparing ourselves for that as well. So
it's time to think about that again, isn't it? And getting ready for it. And actually, just on your Scott has done some wonderful overlays for us, and he's popped here one of yours that we can go through. And you've got your singles and your EP. Can people still get all of these on? What are the best places for us to while we're talking about it?
Yeah, they can get them from obviously Apple Music and those kind of places, Amazon. They can also go on our website, ronniejoudomusic.com, and most of those are all up there. And just on all the social media stuff, the Spotify's and all that kind of stuff, they can download them and listen to them.
Excellent. Let me just it's hard to do this all without Scott. I think I've got used to him doing all the controls.
No, you're doing well.
I try to flick between. But it's really good to hear, actually. And I know we spoke about artwork and things last time, but the artwork for Drunk, where did that come from?
That was just an idea from a good friend of mine. He was sending me a whole bunch of album covers that you can get online and all that kind of stuff, and he sent me this one. He goes, "It looks like you're just looking out and just sitting there and drunk, relaxing."
Yes,
so we thought, okay, we'll run with that one, and it was a very easy thing to do since he did all the hard work. So, but it was just something that just it's kind of like a laid back rather than just have a picture of myself and do at a bar or something. We just wanted to do something a little bit more different.
Do you? Because I know when you release a song or you write a song, I know you think a lot about, you can picture yourself about whatever the storyline is. Is that when you're writing and when you're going to get, record it and do all these sorts of things, do you have in mind a bit of an idea of what you want for a cover, for artwork and for videos? Does that all sort of come from the start of your process, or how do you...
Yeah, I tend to focus more just on the writing and give Rod Motley a bit of a concept of how I want it to sound. A couple of references, things like that. With the actual videos, I normally just we use Jay Sini and I just let him do his magic. I try not to get involved as much as I can in that. And I don't want to be an actor in it, so I'm not good at acting at all. So I'll let Jason handle that. And as far as the artwork, we just have a look at a few things and just work with it. I try to do a little of a promo kind of thing myself, where I look and I go, okay, does that work? And then send it over, and then just try to work with an artwork. I normally get one of my wife's cousin. She's a graphic designer, and she does a lot of the stuff for me. So if Jodie's watching, big shout out to her. She does an amazing job. So I normally just leave that up to them.
Yes, yeah, because it is hard to picture everything, isn't it? Like there's so many steps to it. Sometimes you just need to give it to someone. This is what you do. You take this. This is where I need your guidance. There's so many steps to releasing music. You were just saying about you heading up to Tamworth. Have you already booked some of your Tamworth shows? Because I noticed this today and this week there's been tickets on sale, and I'm like, oh my God, already? It's crazy.
Yeah, so we haven't got any confirmation yet, but just waiting on Cameron to get back to me and let me know what's happening. And hopefully we'll have our own show up there. So it'll be my first show up there, my own thing. So the Nashville style that we do, and it'll be a fun night up there. So hopefully that comes through.
That's exciting. Oh, I hope it's. I'm going for the week. I don't usually go for the full 10 days because it's a bit hard to get it all off work, I think. But I hope that's in that full week when I'm there that I can come and watch your show. That'd be fantastic because I haven't got to see you live yet in person.
Yeah, well, we're going to have the band there, so we finally gave them a name. So instead of saying the band,
what is their name?
So we finally called them the Whiskey Sodas.
Oh, the Whiskey Sodas. How did that come about?
Well, I like drinking whiskey, so I thought, I don't mind the whiskey soda, so I thought that's what I'll call them.
That's good.
It wasn't. We didn't think too much of it, so it's just Ronnie Joudo and the Whiskey Sodas. So when those boys are with me, that's what we'll be called. Be a fun night.
That is going to be a fun night. I'll definitely put me down. I'll be there. It sounds like
as soon as it comes through, mate, we'll definitely let you guys know.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we definitely would do that because we'll pop it up on our page and also we might do a bit before Tamworth, we might do another show if you wanted to, just so that everyone knows where you'll be and that sort of thing. But as you were saying before, you've got a couple of ticketed shows and tickets are still available. And your social media is sort of a place to keep up to date when you do pre-orders for most of your songs and things. If they join your social media, will they get to see all of that sort of thing before your next release?
Yeah, definitely. We always put up the pre-saves before, as soon as we get the links for them. So, we put them all up on our social media. So if they follow us on social media, they'll be able to see and stay up to date, on everything that we're doing.
Yep. And where's the next show? Where's the next ticketed one? Is that close by?
It's going to be in Narellan here in Sydney, New South Wales, obviously. So we'll be down. It's not too far from my place. So it's a nice short little trip for me this time. So it's on the 1st of September at the Ale House Brewery. Great little venue. Great little venue.
Heard of it.
Ben has he's got an awesome setup.
I want to go. I've heard of that place, but I've never got to go. And all these beautiful places that I hear you guys playing at the moment, a lot of new ones. And I just need to get in the car and do a full road trip. It's just that body of water between us.
Yeah, well, you never know. I might even come out to your way over there at Tassie when it comes to the awards, since we got nominated for new male artist. So you never know.
Well done. That is when are the awards? They're coming up, aren't they?
I think they're in November, are they? In October, November?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look that up actually, because I know people can still get tickets for that to come along. So we will definitely have to catch up and definitely we will definitely be there. That's fun. But how exciting getting nominated for the awards. And Tassie, we have a big hunger for Australian music down here, but country music has really grown down here. So that's very special. What are you planning on doing in the next few months? I know you were saying you've got new music to release and you've got some gigs. Have you got some? I know you were just saying about you've written your next song with Alan Caswell, and I know have you told him yet? Because he's working to his 1,000.
Yes, he is, and I'm hoping to be the 1,000.
That would be.
I've already told him, and he's all excited, just waiting for it. And obviously, as soon as we get the track back, I'll be definitely sending it over to him and getting his thoughts on what he reckons, and going from there.
I was wondering how close he's getting. He must be getting awfully close to that mark.
Yeah, I should actually. You know what? I might give him a call this week and ask him what number he's up to, and I'll wait to be the 1,000.
I was about to say, get a bit of a feel, because I'm sure that he's not far. He cannot be far off it, and that's going to be very exciting for whoever is that 1,000th. It's not about that many songs he's written; it's about the ones that have been written and recorded. Is what he's going.
That's right. Yeah. So.
1,000 recorded songs.
Yeah, he's a freak. 1,000 recorded songs is not very easy to do. So. That's why he's the legend and he's the king of songwriting in Australia.
He certainly is. Yes, he is. Yeah, and he's got more to go. You can tell he's still got stories to tell.
Yeah. So I know he's making a trip back down to Sydney. So you know,
yes.
if our timing works right, I'll definitely like to write another song with him.
Do you try and do a few of those different workshops and things that are run? I know Sydney's had a few songwriting workshops and stuff over the last few months. Do you try and get along to that sort of thing, or do you prefer just sort of write just you and maybe one or two others? What's your preference?
Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to go out to those kind of conferences or anything like that. So but yeah, no, I don't mind writing you know, with other writers. You know, I just wrote with someone recently, you know, Jack's Tonic, and
Yes.
so yeah, so he's got a pretty good song there, and hopefully that's going to do well for him. And so I like writing with people that sort of have that kind of similar, you know, that they want to write that Nashville style, that old school kind of thing. And because I like writing that 90s, you know, the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s stuff. So
you need to do a co-write. You need to definitely, you need to do a co-write with James Keith. He's like you. He loves that Nashville sort of 90s vibe, and he's in Sydney.
Yeah.
It's one of those feels that
you know,
it's still, I think, that Nashville sort of 90s sound is still such a big sound, and there's so much hunger for it still. It's incredible how many people, that's their main sort of sound that they love. And we've got a lot of writers that are coming out that have that style naturally, I think, which is exciting.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, like, you know, it's it really changed the style of country music, I think, you know. And I think we were talking about it last time with the Randy Travers. You know, he's obviously been a great big influence on my style of writing and singing. But I mean, it's more about just, for me, it's more about just keeping that kind of style that going, you know, that I love.
Absolutely.
So
it is,
you know.
And that, honestly, I think the more music that I've heard released over the last few years, we are kind of, we kind of grew out of that style for a bit, but I think we're veering back, and it's what people, because they're the songs that have lasted, that sort of style. It's they're the songs that, even though it's been released 20 years ago, it's still relevant today, and people still want to hear it. And they're songs that just keep continuing on. They live for a lot longer than some of the other styles that we've had released over the last few years.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, even if you look at the new artists, like somebody like Cody Johnson, you know. I mean, Cody Johnson still writes that 90s style country. So, you know, and you know, obviously you put a little bit of a modern touch to it, but it's still technically that 90s style. So I mean,
it's definitely,
I love them all. I love all the styles, you know, the modern one to, you know, to the 70s, you know. I mean, just today I was listening to Keith Whitley, you know, and I mean, that's just old school stuff, mate. That you just, you know, it's that traditional. It's the roots of country music, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew you were a bit like me. You like that whole variety, and you often do. Like, I will, in the car, obviously, because you know you can't play a CD or a tape anymore, but you stream your music, and it's often sort of the newer stuff that comes through. But then when I'm home, I'll put on a Slim Dusty or a Randy Travis, or, you know, a Charlie Pride, any of those sorts of things. We've got so much variety. But when you listen to some of those songs, and you listen to the songs that are coming out at the moment, they're very much still intertwined with all that sort of sound. It hasn't gone away at all. It's just getting stronger, I think.
Well, yeah, it's, I mean, and you're right. You listen to all the new artists and the style of just the lyrics, you know. You can see still that 90s, that kind of stuff. So it's really cool. So I mean, you know, you got to be thankful for Toby Keith and people like that for doing it. So
yes, exactly right. Now, I know that we've already said it, but just before we do wrap up, let me, for your socials, the best places to watch for your socials. Is what is your Facebook? Is it?
So my Facebook is Ronnie Joudo Music. Yep, Ronnie Joudo Music, and you know, the Instagram is the same, and we're on TikTok, Spotify, Apple. So if you look up Ronnie Joudo Music, it should all come up. And you'll be able to click on whichever social that you're on.
Exactly. And if you want to, when we're finished here, make sure you scroll up through the comments, and you can actually see the Ronnie Joudo Music YouTube page and all of that sort of thing. So have a bit of a look all through that, and the Spotify link as well. If you can't find it, it is up there. So make sure you jump up there and have a look. At the moment, do you have a favourite of all the songs you've released in the last little bit? Is Drunk your favourite at the minute?
I was actually talking to someone today about it. I'd like to say Falling in Love with Galveston was probably the one that I really, really liked releasing.
Yeah.
But in terms of fun and people reacting, when you're performing it live, I can't go past Drunk. It's just they just get right into it. They start singing the lyrics back to me. It's a really good, fun song. Obviously in that terms, it's my favorite one there.
Did you get to play this one a bit before you released it? Did you already have that feel and you tried it out?
I actually played it at the Ale House Brewery the last time we were there.
Oh, lovely.
And it was really good. It was a packed night, and I surprised them with playing it, and they loved it. They got me to play it again, so we ended up playing it twice that night. So,
perfect.
But when I felt that, I think we're on a good thing here, and Rod was right. People really enjoyed this song, so it's just a fun song.
And that must feel pretty special. Someone requesting your song multiple times, like your own song, not a cover, or that'd be a pretty special feeling.
Yeah, it is. It's, I guess, as a writer, that's what you want. You want, people to feel your songs, regardless of the emotion, whether it's a happy one or a sad one. And, when they come up and ask you to play it again and again, like on Saturday night, we must have sang it about 5 times. I mean, it was just crazy. Then they ended up jumping on the microphone and singing it. So it was just a really good night, a really fun night.
Special. Yeah. Absolutely great fun. Thank you so much for coming back and chatting to us. We do have one more slide though that I didn't see before. So let's put it up and see what we've got. This is lovely. This is one of the quotes for Drunk. Is always a kind of song you just can't help but want more of. It's easygoing groove and digestible lyrics are as seasonable as the ice cold 6-pack. How beautiful. Drunk. So make sure you guys go and check it out if you haven't already, and follow Ronnie on all his social media so that you can keep up to date for the next release and next show. If there's one near you, you have to send us some photos when you go and watch them play. But thank you so much for joining us again, Ronnie. It's always lovely having you on the show.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Well, guys, we'll be back this week. We've got shows on Wednesday and Thursday night again. So we will see you in 2 sleeps, really. And let us know in the comments. I know that some of you are going to rewatch tonight because you're still at work and message me. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from and what you think of Ronnie's song Drunk. We'll see you guys all soon. Bye.
Thank you.